How you guys doing? Okay, so we are live and we are doing our series. Let's talk about it. So tonight's topic, we're going to talk about, hey John, we're going to talk about what's on your mind does matter. So it's really, really important that we understand how instrumental our thoughts are to what we experience on a daily basis, like our circumstances. Hey Allison, how you doing, sweetie? So the power of thought. I did a lot of research on this, and I did a lot of research on this when I was really overcoming an obstacle, which kind of led to my first book. So true, I know, right? So the power of your thoughts. So imagination is everything. This is a quote by Albert Einstein. Imagination is everything. It's the preview of life's coming attractions. Like, wow, that's so amazing. So basically, I was looking at this article written by this young man named John Assaraf, I think is how you pronounce his name. And he said, thoughts create everything, but here's the problem. Most people spend their time thinking about what they don't want. And they're wondering why it shows up over and over again. I don't know if you've ever heard about the book or you saw the movie or read the book, The Secret, but it talks about the law of attraction. Basically, you attract things to yourself just because of your mind, what you're thinking about. Hey, Trinice. So if you're constantly experiencing the same thing, and I talked about this the other morning when I was talking about one of my girlfriends was saying how she had a girlfriend who always attracts the wrong guy. She's always going through the same situation. She feels like guys are always using her. And I said, that's because that's the type of person that she is. So she's attracting what she is. She's putting out that energy and she's getting that energy right back. So she's attracting the exact same thing that she's putting out. And sometimes when we're constantly focusing on what we don't want, it's like we keep getting it because we're like, I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to be in debt. I don't want to be in debt. But you're focusing on the debt. So you keep making poor decisions and you're not spending. You're not watching your spending and doing things properly. So there lies the problem. I can't see comments. That's what the problem I'm having right now is I can't see if you're making any comments. This is driving me crazy. But anywho, okay, so I wanted to read to you something that I thought was very, very powerful. It says, you can free yourself of this epidemic by thinking and speaking about what you do want. So if you're focusing on, and it's not just about what you think, because you have to put action behind it too. So you can't just think, ooh, I want to have a whole lot of money, and you don't practice proper spending and you don't budget. Money's not just going to show up. So it's not like that. But what you're doing is you're conditioning your thought processes. You're conditioning yourself to think about what you do want, and therefore your actions are following. Okay? So what it says is, thought is where everything comes from. And your thoughts are where your business comes from. Consciousness is what the universe is made of. Matter and energy are just two of the forms that consciousness takes. So basically what John Assaraf is saying is that thought creates your physical world. What you're thinking about creates your physical world. So in a nutshell, he's basically saying that everything in the physical world is made up of atoms. Atoms are made out of energy, and energy is made out of consciousness. And that's like kind of heavy, but what he's saying is basically the energy that you put out is really, really important. So your thoughts are really, really important. And remember, I think I told you guys before, one of my favorite quotes is, are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Because if you're thinking about things that are stressful and things that bother you and things that are going wrong all the time, then that's kind of like the space that you're going to be in. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be bogged down because, hey Robin, because that's all you're focusing on. You're focusing on all the gloom and doom instead of focusing on the glass being half full. You're looking at the glass being half empty. So your mindset is all off because you're just thinking about negative stuff. It's like you're not seeing the positive. So I wanted to read something else to you. There's another article that I read called Mind Power. And it's, again, the power of thought. And hey, William. And it says that mind power is one of the strongest and most powerful powers you possess. And that is because it consists of your thoughts. The thoughts that pass through your mind are responsible for everything that happens in your life. Your predominant thoughts influence your behavior and attitude and control your actions and reactions. So, as your thoughts are, so is your life. I mean, like, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that your circumstances are, hey baby, do you think that your circumstances can have something to do with the way you're thinking and the way you're perceiving things? Do you agree with that? And he says, be careful about what you think, because thoughts are like a video that plays on the screen of your mind. I love that. Thoughts are like a video that play on the screens of your mind. What you play there determines what kind of life you live and the experiences you meet. So to make changes in your life, you play a different video. So in other words, you change the way you're thinking. So if the video that you're always watching is a horror movie, then you need to change the video. You need to change your thoughts process. You need to change how you're thinking and how you're perceiving things and your reactions to things. And you train and strengthen this power, and you can make changes in your life by what you're thinking about, by being focused on what you're thinking about. Sometimes, have you ever like caught yourself being negative and you kind of had to redirect yourself? We have to do that like on a daily basis. We need to be present in mind, and we need to be conscious about what we're thinking about at all times, because it impacts our behavior. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you won't. Because if you think you can't, then you've already decided that you're not going to be successful, so you won't try, correct? I need you guys to say, give me some feedback. This is supposed to be interactive. But anyway, so I'm going to keep going. So anyway, there was something else I really wanted to share with you that I thought was really, really cool. One of novelist Victor Hugo, he says, there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Okay? So that an idea whose time has come. What does that mean? There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come, because the idea, it started out as an idea. What you're experiencing started out as an idea. And then, because you kept thinking about it, it started to manifest. It started to manifest into an actual situation. So it says there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. That is really awesome. He says that we may not have fully realized it at the time, but that's a little description of how our circumstances evolve. That's just really, really powerful. I mean, I really like that. I'm really thinking about that as I'm reading it. So our thoughts, your thoughts are controlling our thoughts. Are the controlling factor in what we manifest and create in our lives. So the idea precedes the thing. So the idea precedes the actual circumstance that we're experiencing. Let's think about that. Okay. Your beliefs don't simply reflect your reality, they create your reality. That's also a quote by, who is this? That's not mine. I wish it was. John Assaraf. He said, your beliefs don't simply reflect your reality, they create your reality. Listen to your thoughts. What are the dominant thoughts that run through your mind? You need to take inventory of that. What are the dominant thoughts that run through your mind? Are your thoughts generally positive? Are your thoughts supporting the direction that you want to go in? So you need to review your thoughts. It's like you need to think about where you spend most of your time. Like really be conscious of that. what thoughts do you need to change? Like take inventory on your thoughts. What thoughts are positive? What thoughts are negative? Take an inventory on the frequency of those thoughts to make sure that it's consistent with the direction that you want to go. And replace those that you don't want with positive thoughts. Like just be conscious of that. Sometimes we find ourselves going in the wrong direction. Like I don't know if you all watched my stress management video that I did last Sunday, and we did an imagery exercise, and part of the exercise was you actually just allowing yourself to be relaxed and being in a space. Well, my thoughts are about money and how to pay the next bill. Okay, that's really, really good, William. Your thoughts about money and how to pay the next bill. So are your thoughts about the debt, or your thoughts about ways in creating more money? Because you could create more money in how you handle the money that you have. You could create more money by, being more disciplined. How do you redirect the thoughts and let go and let God? That's a really, really good question. One is being conscious of them. Redirecting your thoughts, you have to first be conscious of your thoughts. You have to first be conscious of when your thoughts are positive and when your thoughts are negative. And when you find yourself constantly focusing on something negative, you need to just redirect that by catching yourself. And you need to, in order to let go and let God, you have to have a relationship with Him. And you have to be clear on what He wants for your life. And the only way you can do that is if you spend time with Him and if you understand Him. So don't think about, in your first thing about the money and the debt, don't think about the debt. Think about, get yourself on a budget. Sit down with somebody and go and create a budget for yourself. And you have to be really, really disciplined. And your budget has to be based on the income that you already have. So your budget can't be based on the income that you want. Your budget has to be based on the income that you have, and you have to work within that budget and start being disciplined. And then when you find yourself being on that budget, then you'll be thinking about how successful you're becoming. You'll be thinking about how you paid off one bill and you're going on to the next. So your whole mindset is different, because instead of thinking about debt, oh my gosh, I don't have enough money, you're thinking about, okay, I'm working within the boundaries that I have. I'm working on what I have, and I'm seeing progress. I'm paying this off. So your whole mindset, and then you're excited. And then before you know it, things will start to open up, and doors will start to open up to you. Because like I said before, and what I really believe to be true, is that God is going to meet you where you are. So if you're not a good steward over the money that you have right now, then you're not going to have more money. So if the money that you have right now you're squandering and you're spending as soon as you get it, then you're not going to get more money because you can't handle what you have. So that really needs to become something that you're focusing on, is discipline, and becoming disciplined in that situation. So I thought that was helpful. And I actually am in the process of doing that. And it is so liberating to see yourself pay off debt. And you'd be surprised how much money you really do have when you become disciplined and focused on your goal. And your goal is to be in a better place financially, not to get out of debt. So debt is a negative word. Don't focus on the debt. You're want to be more disciplined financially. Okay, let me read what Robin says. Robin says, I agree, as long as people are rational and understand that there are caveats to the ability of one's thoughts creating their reality. That's really, really important, because you, like I said earlier, you can't just think something like, I want to win the lottery. I mean, you have to be realistic. You have to put action behind your thoughts. Just like I was sharing with William, you want to be financially responsible. You want to be in a better financial place, but there's action that goes behind that. So you have to put, your action has to align itself with the direction that you want to go in. So you have to be realistic, and you have to be conscious of the fact that nothing's going to happen without you changing. you have to change. The insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. So you have to change your behavior, whether it's losing weight. You want to get to a particular weight, or you want to see a difference in your body, but you haven't done anything differently. You're not exercising. You haven't changed your diet. Hey, cousin Leola. You haven't changed your diet. You haven't started exercising. You're not doing anything differently, but you want to get into that outfit, or you want, to feel differently. There has to be action. There has to be change. You have to align yourself you have to align your actions with your desires, because it all goes together. It just all really goes together. So one thing that, what's his name? John Ashraf says is, start with a picture, an idea in your mind, and before you know it, you'll be living it. But again, there has to be action with it. You can't just have the picture and that's it. But that's like the beginning. Actually seeing the finish line and then putting into place those steps and those actions that will get you to that finish line. That's really, really important. So let me see. One other thing I want to share with you. I have so much stuff here. Okay, this is really, really good. This is by Jake Hillenbrand. And he says, oh, I just lost my picture. So he says, okay, it doesn't matter how ridiculous or how crazy your goals are. The subconscious mind doesn't interpret the goal. It only responds to what it's programmed to do. And so he says, this explains how your thoughts shape your reality. You think something consciously. Hey, Leah, your subconscious mind controls over 95% of your behavior. So your subconscious mind functions based on the conscious thoughts it provides with, as well as unconscious thoughts generated from both the past and the present. Okay, so your subconscious mind functions based on the conscious thoughts it's provided, as well as unconscious thoughts generated from both past and present. You take action and live your life in accordance with your thoughts. So he says, recognizing the extreme importance of conscious positive thinking and that work is involved when there is need to overcome fears and inhibitions. So basically what he's saying is our actions are based on what we're consciously thinking and what we're subconsciously thinking. Hey, Carolyn. So you really have to, again, be mindful of what you're spending time on, what you're spending energy on, because it's going to have an impact. And that goes back to if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you won't. Because that's like the first step, is the thought, whether it's positive or negative. So he says it's kind of like riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride, you're on autopilot. You don't think about it. You don't think about lifting your legs up and down and maintaining balance. You just do it. So he says the thoughts we generate consciously are stored in the subconscious mind, and we operate most of the time without thinking. So that's like a really, really good metaphor. A lot of times we operate without thinking, without being consciously aware of what we're doing. It's like we're on autopilot. So the key is to develop really good habits, mental habits. We have to reprogram the way we're thinking by catching what we're thinking and reprogramming it, because we're going to start to just respond to those thoughts without even thinking about it, just like riding a bike. That's pretty good. So when you think the same thought over and over again, it eventually becomes a habit. It becomes a habit of a thought, basically. So over time, this thought becomes an attitude or a belief, and then it controls the actions that you take. So again, that is by this guy Jake Hillenbrand. So what he says is, when you think the same thought over and over again, it eventually becomes a habit of thought. Over time, this thought becomes an attitude or a belief, which controls the actions that you take. So it's just this repetitiveness of thought. And so you want that repetitive thought to be something positive, something that's working towards where you want to go. You don't want that repetitive thought to be something that's detrimental to your goals. Like if you're constantly thinking that you're a failure, then you're going to fall into acting like a failure, because you're going to start doubting yourself, and you're not going to take chances, and you're not going to step out on faith, and you're not going to just go out and take a leap of faith and do things. You're going to be second guessing yourself. So you really have to be conscious of those thoughts that are repetitively going through your mind, because it is going to affect what you do. So that's really all that I have for you guys. I just really wanted to share that. I'm really trying to be conscious about what I'm thinking about, and I'm really trying to be conscious about how it affects my forward motion. So Robin says, repetitive positive thoughts are less likely to heal an abuser or heal cancer. However, they will certainly increase your ideal results for the action you take. Yes. I'm so glad you said that, because the power of thought is so incredible, and there's so many people who have had positive physical manifestations over illness just because of their mindset. Now, it wasn't just their mindset that made them better, but it was the catalyst that propelled the attitude and the susceptibility for success. I really believe that. So it's not just that the thought healed, like Robin said, healed the cancer, but it increased the ideal results for the action to take. Oh man, that is so good, Robin. That is really good. So it's like your thoughts are a catalyst to opening the door for whatever it is. So your thoughts can be the catalyst for opening the door for negative manifestations or for positive manifestations. So we really hold a lot of power, and what we experience just by merely beginning with our thought processes. And that's like really powerful. I mean, it's so incredible how, I'm just trying to think of situations in modern day, just you feeling like, if you think that you're inferior, if you're constantly thinking that you're inferior, when you approach people, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be looking them in their eye? Or are you going to be looking down? Are you going to be taking chances? Are you going to be bold? If somebody tells you to do something that you don't agree with, you're going to challenge it? Are you going to speak up for yourself? 9 times out of 10, you're not, because you're thinking that you're not going to succeed. They're not going to listen to me. I can't do it. If you're thinking those thoughts, your actions will follow suit. But if you're thinking, I can accomplish it, and that's not that you're going to achieve every single thing that you set out to do, but your mindset, your actions are going to be more aggressive towards taking chances, more aggressive towards feeling like you can accomplish. I'm sorry, Coco is jumping up on me right now, so I have to hold him so he won't start barking. So your mind is going to be, your actions are going to be more towards moving in the direction that you want to move in. Your actions are going to be more towards believing that you can, and so you're going to take those chances. You're going to apply for that job. You're going to go on that interview. You're going to step out on faith and apply yourself at work on a project or something. You're going to take chances, and then you're going to be noticed because you believe that you can accomplish that. So that's just really important. So I'm really glad that you guys shared this time with me. I'm really excited about just being able to interact and share. I would love for you guys to share some thoughts with me about things that you think would be really important and good to talk about and just share. So William says, change your mindset, you change your life. That's true. I mean, that's the beginning. I really believe that your mindset is the starting point for the direction of your life. And if you are conscious of that mindset, and if that mindset is not positive, then if you change it, it will begin to make positive changes in your life. I really believe that. Why is Coco's butt sticking up in the air? I don't know. But anyway, so I'm glad you guys came on. I'm glad you guys interacted with me. I'm glad you guys shared with me. If you have topics that you think are great and interesting, I would love to talk about them, as long as it's not politics. I'm not going to talk about politics. Hey, Sherry, you popping on and we get ready to pop off. How you doing, baby? So just take changes that you may not be ready for. Changes that you may not be ready for. So elaborate on that. Hey, cousin. Changes that you may not be ready for. Your thoughts. I'm trying to figure out where you're going with that. Changes that you may not be ready for. Your mindset prepares you for changes that you're positive change. Absolutely. So your mindset will get you in position to make the changes that you may not have originally thought that you could make. So people who want to we could use the same example for the exercising. So your thought process is if you you want something, but you honestly like, I'm really never going to lose this weight, or I'm really not going to achieve that goal, or I'm really not going to get into that dress again, then your actions are going to follow suit. But if you're really thinking and seeing yourself making that change, and you start taking those actions, whether it's just starting out with walking around the block, or starting out by eating better, and then you start to see that change, and you start to see how easy it is, then it will begin to allow you to see that you do have the power to do that thing that you wanted to do. So I think I may have touched on where you were going with that, Robin. I'm not sure. But in any event, I really want you to really take notice this week. Just over the next couple of days, take notice of things that you think about on a regular basis. Just kind of take an inventory on how many of your thoughts tend to be positive and are propelling you in the direction that you want to go, and how many of your thoughts tend to be kind of sabotaging the direction that you want to go, and see which ones. Great. Robin said exactly changes that you did not know you needed to make. You get in the position to do something you never knew you wanted to do. That's positive. Oh, I love that. Changes that you did not know you needed to make get you in position to do something you never knew you wanted to do. Wow, that is really powerful. That is so true. So again, over the next couple of days, just take some inventory on what you think about on a regular basis, the predominant thoughts, the thoughts that are frequent. Take inventory on how many of those thoughts are positive and moving you in the direction that you want to go, and how many of those thoughts are they're counterproductive to the direction that you want to go in. Just take an inventory of those thoughts, and it'll kind of give you an idea of what you need to work on, where you need to redirect that thought, where you need to like William said, let go. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to redirect and change? So start evaluating your thoughts. That's my suggestion for your next couple of days. And again, if you have any topics that you think are great to discuss, I'm going to come up with my own, and we'll just talk about things every Sunday. But I would love your input, and I love that you guys popped on and spent some time with me today. And I pray that you have an awesome, positive, and productive week. And you're welcome, sis. I love you. I pray that you have an awesome and productive week. I pray that you are prosperous. I pray that you have traveling mercies to and from work every single day this week, that you achieve milestones that you have set for yourself, and that you have just abundance of energy and positivity flowing through you. So have a great day, and say something nice and do something nice with someone in the next 24 hours. Make someone's day by just being a blessing, whether that's just saying hello or opening the door for them or, whatever. Just be a blessing to someone. Let's always pay it forward. Every day, look for opportunities to be really a blessing to someone. And you'll be amazed at how beneficial that will be to your being. Love you. Love you, Leola. And thank you guys for sharing and coming on with me. I'll talk to you soon. See you next Sunday.